1322 Pope John Roman 22 names Jan van Diest as Bishop of Utrecht. In 1494 uprising against Piero de' Medici in Florence. In 1520 Stockholm bloodbath begins as Danish forces successfully invade Sweden and execute approximately 100 people. In 1575 French Roman Catholics and Huguenots sign treaty. In 1576 80 Years' War, pacification of Ghent 17 Dutch provinces sign anti-Spanish covenant. In 1598 Spanish troops under Bernardino de Mendoza conquer Nottingham. In 1602 Bodleian Library at Oxford University, founded by Thomas Bodley, formally opens. In 1620 Battle of White Mountain, Prague, first major victory of the Catholic Habsburgs over the Protestant alliance in the 30 Years' War. In 1658 Battle of the Sound, Swedish fleet prevails over the Dutch fleet during the Second Northern War. In 1701 William Penn presents the Charter of Privileges, guaranteeing religious freedom for the colony of Pennsylvania. First library in North America. 1731 Benjamin Franklin opens the first library in the North American colonies, the Library Company of Philadelphia. In 1734 Vincent Lachapelle, master cook to various nobility and royalty, forms a Freemasons' lodge in the Netherlands. In 1789 bourbon whiskey is first distilled from corn by Elijah Craig in Bourbon County, Virginia, modern-day Kentucky. Tone's death sentence. 1798 Irish Revolutionary Wolfe Tone is sentenced to death by hanging for his part in the Irish Rebellion of 1798. Tone requests to be shot instead so as to die a soldier's death. In 1837 Mount Holyoke Seminary in Massachusetts, the first U.S. college for women, is founded. In 1842 King of Belgium Leopold I proclaims child labour laws for 1889. In 1861 Battle of Mount Ivy, Kentucky, Union Commander General William Buell Nelson breaks up Confederate recruiting camp. USS San Jacinto. 1861 USS San Jacinto commanded by Charles Wilkes captures 2 Confederate diplomats from the British mail steamer Trent, almost causing a war between the US and the UK. Il Mercante di Venezia. 1873 Sarapinsuti opera Il Mercante di Venezia, based on William Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice, is first performed at the Teatro Comunale di Bologna, Italy. Sarah Bernhardt debuts. 1880 French actress Sarah Bernhardt makes her US debut at NYS Booth Theatre. In 1883 English freighter Nitro stranded at Aceh, crew taken hostage. Congo Free State. 1884 German government recognizes King Leopold Roman II's Congo Free State. In 1887 German-American inventor Emil Berliner is granted US patent for his gramophone 1. In 1889 Montana admitted as 41st state of the Union. X-rays. 1895 German physicist Wilhelm Röntgen produces and detects electromagnetic radiation in a wavelength range today known as X-rays or Röntgen rays. Beatty made Captain. 1900 British naval officer David Beatty takes part in the successful relief of the Naval Brigade at Tyneside during the Boxer Rebellion and is promoted to captain. In 1901 bloody clashes take place in Athens following the translation of the Gospels into Demotic Greek. In 1904 inventor and manufacturer Harvey Hubble receives the first US patent for a separable electric attachment plug. In 1907 in a landmark decision for Australia, the Court of Conciliation and Arbitration rules that the sunshine harvester work must pay fair and reasonable wages. 1910 First Washington state election in which women could vote. In 1910 for the first time since 1894, the US elects a Democratic Congress, including the first socialist ever to sit in Congress, Victor L. Berger of Milwaukee. In 1910 William H. Frost receives the first US patent for an electrical insect destroyer. In 1915 an Austrian-Hungarian submarine torpedoes and sinks the Italian liner Ancona without warning, killing over 200 people. In 1917 Telephone Co. runs first advertisement for army operators, receives 7,000 applicants. In 1918 pro-German Supreme Commander General Cutter's layoffs. Ban Johnson. 1920 baseball meeting to depose American League President Ban Johnson is set for November 12. In 1920 Rupert Bear by illustrator Mary turtle first appears in the Daily Express newspaper in the UK. In 1924, Austria Chancellor Ignaz Appel resigns after assassination attempt. In 1924, Fortune Theatre opens in London. In 1926, George Gershwin, Ear Gershwin, and P.G. Wodehouse musical O.K. opens at the Imperial Theatre in NYC and runs for 256 performances. Communist leader arrested 1926. Italian communist leader Antonio Gramsci is arrested at his home in Rome. Treasure Girl 1928. George and Ira Gershwin's musical Treasure Girl premieres in NYC. In 1929, Ginger du Amphitryon 38 premieres in Paris. In 1930, Friedrich Wolf's Die Matrosen von Katar premieres in Berlin. In 1933, U.S. President FDR creates Civil Works Administration. In 1934, Ford Frick, NL publicity director, is named league president. 1935, Mutiny on the Bounty, directed by Frank Lloyd and starring Charles Laughton and Clark Gable, premieres in New York. Best Production Picture 1936. In 1937, the Art exhibition Der Ewige Jude, The Eternal Jew, opens in Munich. 1938, first African-American woman legislator, Crystal Bird Fawcett of Philadelphia. In 1939, failed assassination attempt on Adolf Hitler at Br Gerber Beer Hall in Munich, Germany. Time bomb planted by workman Jörg Elser explodes 30 minutes after Hitler's departure, kills 8. In 1940, RAF bombs Munich. Adolf Hitler promises an attack on the capital of the Nazi movement would not go unpunished. In 1941, the Albanian Communist Party is founded. 1942, first WW Roman II American Expeditionary Force lands in Africa on the Gold Coast. In 1942, Adolf Hitler proclaims fall of Stalingrad from Munich Beer Hall. Operation Torch 1942, Operation Torch began as US and British forces under Eisenhower land in French North Africa. In 1942, Vichy France drops diplomatic relations with US. In 1943, France arrests government of Lebanon after they abolish the French mandate.